Imagine finding a treasure chest in uncharted territory. Who does it belong to? This is not just a hypothetical question from a pirate's tale, but a real ethical dilemma we face as we gaze into the cosmos and consider the exploitation of extraterrestrial resources. As our technology advances, and the prospect of harvesting materials from celestial bodies beyond Earth becomes more feasible, the question of ownership becomes increasingly prominent. Who has the right to lay claim to resources found beyond Earth? Traditional concepts of territorial sovereignty and property rights, rooted in our earthly experience, are ill-equipped to address the complexities of space exploration. The Outer Space Treaty of 1967, an international agreement, has laid down some initial principles. It prohibits national appropriation of celestial bodies, essentially declaring that space is the common heritage of all humankind. But the treaty is silent on the issue of resource extraction, leaving a void filled with ambiguity. This lack of clear guidelines has sparked a debate. On one side, advocates for the exploration of extraterrestrial resources argue that it offers unprecedented opportunities for scientific advancement, technological innovation, and economic growth. They believe that harnessing resources such as rare minerals, water, and even energy from asteroids or other celestial bodies could alleviate resource scarcity on Earth and facilitate the expansion of human civilization beyond our planet. However, on the other side of the argument, there is a concern that exploitation, without adequate regulation, could lead to environmental damage, exacerbate inequalities, and perpetuate colonialist attitudes toward space. The commercialization of space raises concerns about monopolistic control, as powerful corporations may wield disproportionate influence over access to vital resources. So, as we stand at the threshold of a new frontier, we must ask ourselves, who gets to claim the wealth beyond our world? And how do we ensure that the exploration and exploitation of these resources are done ethically, responsibly, and for the benefit of all humankind? These are the questions that will shape the future of space exploration, and they require careful consideration and collective action. From alleviating resource scarcity to accelerating technological innovation, the potential benefits of extraterrestrial resource exploitation are quite compelling. Imagine a future where elements like helium-3, found in abundance on the Moon, become a fuel source for fusion reactors, providing clean, efficient energy for our planet. Or consider the vast reserves of water ice on Mars and asteroids, which could be used to sustain life on other planets or converted into rocket fuel, opening up possibilities for long-duration space travel. Rare minerals and metals, scarce on Earth but plentiful in the cosmos, could revolutionize various industries, from technology to construction. Asteroids, for instance, are treasure troves of precious materials like gold, platinum, and palladium, not to mention nickel and iron that could be used in space-based construction projects, reducing the need for costly launches from Earth. These resources, scattered across the solar system, have the potential to boost our economies, advance our scientific understanding, and perhaps most importantly, ensure the survival and expansion of human civilization beyond the confines of our home planet. It's a tantalizing vision of a future where our reach extends far into the cosmos, driven by the promise of untold riches waiting to be harvested. But this isn't just the stuff of science fiction. Private companies are already pushing the boundaries of what's possible in space exploration. Firms like SpaceX and Blue Origin are pioneering technologies to make space travel more affordable and accessible, while others like Planetary Resources and Deep Space Industries are actively planning missions to mine asteroids. These companies argue that their investments in space exploration and infrastructure should be rewarded, creating a new space economy that could drive progress and innovation here on Earth. Yet, as appealing as these prospects may be, they are not without their share of controversy. The promise of extraterrestrial resources brings with it a host of ethical, legal, and environmental concerns that we as a global community must grapple with. As we stand on the brink of a new era in space exploration, we are challenged to strike a balance between ambition and responsibility, progress and preservation. While the pursuit of extraterrestrial resources paints a picture of a prosperous future, it also raises some profound ethical dilemmas. As we venture into the vast expanse of space, the chase for resources beyond our planet's confines could inadvertently lead us down a dark path. One of the major concerns is environmental damage. Just as we've seen on Earth, resource extraction can wreak havoc on ecosystems, and space is no exception. The extraction of resources from asteroids or other celestial bodies could potentially disrupt their natural state and create unforeseen consequences. This could range from changes in the trajectory of celestial bodies to producing space debris that poses risks to spacecraft and satellites. The next concern is the exacerbation of inequalities. Who gets to reap the benefits of these celestial treasures? If history is any guide, the powerful and wealthy are likely to be the ones who gain the most, potentially widening the wealth gap and creating a new form of space divide. If only a select few can access and profit from space resources, we risk repeating the same mistakes made throughout history on Earth, perpetuating a cycle of inequality on a cosmic scale. Another worry is the risk of monopolistic control. As private corporations become more involved in space exploration, there's the danger that these entities could gain disproportionate influence over access to vital resources. Imagine a world where a handful of corporations control the supply of resources vital for technological advancement or even human survival. This could give them an unprecedented level of power and influence, potentially leading to monopolistic practices that could stifle innovation and competition. Finally, the lack of clear international governance mechanisms raises the specter of conflict. As nations and corporations jostle for control over space resources, disputes could arise. Without a clear framework for resolving such conflicts, we run the risk of escalating tensions, potentially leading to a new frontier for geopolitical struggles. The prospect of conflict over resource claims further underscores the need for clear international governance mechanisms. As we venture further into the cosmos, it becomes increasingly clear that we must tread carefully, ensuring that our pursuit of progress does not come at the expense of fairness, justice, and sustainability. The complex ethical landscape of extraterrestrial resource exploitation demands a comprehensive framework. This isn't just about who gets what or how much. It's about ensuring that the exploitation of these resources is done responsibly, ethically, and equitably. This isn't a task for one country, corporation, or entity alone. It's a challenge that requires international collaboration. We need to harness the collective wisdom of nations and private entities involved in space exploration to build a framework that is fair and equitable for all. That means transparent protocols for resource extraction, clear rules on how benefits are shared, and strict guidelines to minimize environmental impacts. It's a tall order, but it's a necessary one. Why? Because the stakes are incredibly high. The resources we're talking about are not infinite. Mistakes made in the rush to exploit could have lasting consequences, not just for us, but for future generations. We're not just talking about potential environmental damage either. The unchecked pursuit of extraterrestrial resources could exacerbate existing social and economic inequalities, with powerful corporations potentially wielding disproportionate influence over access to vital resources. Moreover, the lack of a clear governance mechanism could lead to conflicts over resource claims, further underscoring the need for a transparent and internationally recognized framework. That's why it's vital to prioritize principles of equity, sustainability, and cooperation in this framework. We're standing at the threshold of a new era in human history, an era where we have the potential to expand beyond our planet, to harness the resources of the cosmos for the betterment of all. But with this potential comes great responsibility. We must ensure that our reach into the stars is guided not by greed or short-term gain, but by a commitment to fairness, sustainability, and the betterment of all humankind. As we venture further into space, the need for responsible and ethical stewardship of its resources becomes increasingly crucial. The question of extraterrestrial resource exploitation is not just about technological prowess or economic gain, but a reflection of our values as a species. As we've journeyed through this discourse, we've grappled with the immense potential offered by harnessing resources beyond our Earth. We've glimpsed the promise of scientific advancement, technological innovation, and economic growth. There's no denying that the prospect of tapping into the wealth of celestial bodies opens up new horizons for our civilization. Yet, we've also delved into the darker side of this exploration. The specter of environmental damage, exacerbated inequalities, and colonialist attitudes looms large. The potential for monopolistic control and conflict over resource claims underscores the need for clear international governance mechanisms that are yet to be defined. So, where does that leave us? The answer is clear. We stand at a crossroads, a precipice, if you will. One path leads to unregulated exploitation, to a future where the few benefit at the expense of the many. The other path, the one we advocate for, leads to responsible exploration, to a future where the benefits of space exploration are shared equitably among all stakeholders. This is not a call for restraint, but rather a call for responsibility, a call for a comprehensive framework that prioritizes fairness, sustainability, and cooperation, a call for international collaboration to establish transparent protocols for resource extraction. As we venture further into the cosmos, we must carry with us not only our ambition and curiosity, but also our commitment to justice and equity. The resources of space, after all, are not ours to claim, but ours to steward for the benefit of all humankind. As we gaze at the stars and dream of the possibilities, let us also remember our responsibility to ensure that the exploration and exploitation of space benefits all and harms none.